George Orwell, 1984, a nice Romanian edition with it's a pretty nice cover. Now, I love dystopian novels because they do not predict what's going to happen in the future. They look at the present and they show you what's going on right now in the present. They describe it and what is going to happen in the near future. It's not going to happen 50 years from now. It might be right around the corner, and a lot of these dystopian novels, that's what they are designed to do. They're not here to predict an awful future. They're here to showcase, to tell you right into your face what's happening right now with this disguise of showing you the future, right? So that's the secret of dystopian novels. It's not the future, it's right now. You just don't know it yet because you're distracted, right? But I love George Orwell. He has some killer quotes like if you want to know the future of mankind, picture a human face being stomped by a boot forever, something like that. I mean that enough. That's enough. That makes me want to read you, bro. I'll read you, bro. But again there are great ideas in here. This is not You're not coming here for the story. You're coming here for the knowledge. That's why you're going to read this novel by George Orwell. Okay, it's written pretty okay, pretty okay, just like Aldous Huxley and Philip K. Dick. Let me tell you about these sci-fi, this dystopian societal critics. They don't have the best of style. They cannot tell a fabulous story. They don't have the artistry to produce an engaging story or well-rounded characters that you just constantly think about. That's not what they're here to do. Okay, George Orwell, Aldous Huxley, Philip K. Dick, and many others. They have wonderful ideas, haunting ideas. Okay, and they put their ideas in books, but they fall short on the story aspect and on the character aspect. They don't really focus that much on developing something that is okay to excellence, of course, right? I don't read 1984 because of the characters. I'm here for the ideas, okay? Just like with Philip K. Dick and Aldous Huxley, Brave New World. Great ideas. I think a pretty uh, underwhelming story, right? Uh, Philip K. Dick. I read the what's it called? Do androids dream of electric sheep? Again, exquisite, interesting ideas, but reading the story was just a chore for me because they're dull. They're told in a dull way. Again, fabulous ideas, but the characters are a snooze fest, one dimensional. Again, Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit. Again, wow. Astounding story. The idea of the story. It's incredible, but you don't have a lot of else, a lot of content of essence, where maybe the protagonist is you can relate to him or her, and that's about it. The rest is just not that exciting. These books are for the ideas. That's why they stand the test of time, because we're living in it. But this is not something new. What is happening right now and what is happening in this book or any other of the books I've mentioned, they have happened before. And before that, generation after generation, these books are not here to tell you how it's going to be. They just show you that this is the state of the present. And this has been the state of the past and of the future, because it will repeat itself, because people, they just will not learn from their mistakes. They keep blaming other people, organizations, institutions and groups, but they won't look at themselves and say, maybe I did, because I did nothing, or because I participated, maybe I'm in part to blame for this, right? There's a reason why uh, countries become these tyrannical regimes, and fascism, and what else? Nazism, Bolshevism, and all that. They don't just come along and say, "Well, we're here now," and the people say, "Well, all right then." No, no, because the people have given their consent. Is why it's why nations turn into dictatorships, because they just bend over and either participate or keep their heads in the sand, and that's why horrible things happen. And this is, yet again, another idea in this book. Because people in this book, they just go with the flow. They don't question everything. They question nothing. Right? Everything that is human or humane or imaginative or something higher than just living a day-to-day life, it has been stripped from them, and they accepted it, right? Because what are you gonna do? Are you gonna resist and risk being harmed or imprisoned? You know, that's what happens usually. So everybody in this book pretty much are just not even sheep. They are lower than that, because they have schedules. They wake up, they exercise because the TV is watching. They have, 5 minutes of just screaming at a TV screen that tells them that this is the enemy and you have to hate the enemy, even if you don't know that if this enemy is even real or not, because that's a big thing in this novel. We don't really know. Is this enemy real? I don't think so. But they seem to believe it, because they have been uh, uh, brainwashed from the crib to believe everything the system wants them to believe. And that's not so different from the present right now we're living in, where people just go along with the flow because of fear, and they just pass that along to the next generations. And the next generations are going to be even more pathetic, where they will not do anything, and I mean anything, that is even basic without some government or authority telling them to do those things. Even thinking. Thinking is not allowed. You just have to accept what you're being told, right? It's like in Catch 22. You can do whatever you want. You're free, as long as you do whatever we tell you to do. And this book is, yet again, another lesson on what happens when people just bury their heads in the sand and behave like nothing is wrong, like everything is going to be fine and dandy. No, it's not going to be fine and dandy, right? The only way you can think for yourself is to read books. And then your mind will take off, and it will never come down ever again, because that's what books does. And this is one of those books, and I recommend it. I hope you enjoy it.